If it's still going, then yes, you live. Speaking of live, chat, it's time to say hi, YouTube. And because Twitch is actually trying to promote clips, it's your guys' job to clip good moments so that I can feature them. Whatever that means. Hello, tubes! Speaking of old references. Chat, quick, YouTube lore time. Who says, hello, tubes? In that kind of voice. What classic YouTube personality says hello, tubes? I'll give you a hint. He then proceeds to start playing piano. Ba-dum, bam, 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 ba-na-na-na. Yay, there, someone got it. Ronald Jenkins. Old school YouTube. Never... Just go to YouTube and type in Catching Fire, I think is the name of it. Or is it Throwing Fire? It's one of the two. Ronald Jenkins. Throwing Fire. It is Throwing Fire. I was wrong both times. Here you go. Old YouTube. Here. Old YouTube. There you go. Go watch some old YouTube. I'm pretty sure if I, like, actually show this video, it will, like, give me a little DMCA, but he looks at the camera and goes, hello, tubes! At the start of every video. He, like, does video game soundtracks and shit now. The Burnvault is on. Yeah, everybody's favorite TV show. So I got to, figure out a different way of getting power into here, because I realized... Not just now, but I realized that this is going to start pumping lava into here, which will probably be fine, but once this starts catching fire, I should probably stop it from doing that. But I can also go here and unlock these, or at least this, and let the dwarves come up here. So we're going to do a little bit of fiddling and see if I can maybe make this safer. Oh, it's a goddamn banger, damn right. Like I said, he's also done some video game music. But, yeah, so the Burnvault is on and filling. So I'm going to find out in a minute if this is all going to catch fire. The dwarves that are currently alive in the fortress are a devilish potato analysis lover, calcium crypt, chef femme, cookie femme, Darius Cardron, and Dominok, as well as Arab slow death Lycott, who... is, I think, still in hospital after getting hit, after soloing a beast that had poisonous gas. Flykick, Gome, Gremlin, and IDZ3, as well as Insulina, and Kyre Asylum, Lyagushka, and Napalm Sideburns, Nerev, Nortram, Papagano, Paul Harvey, Ryo Shincat, Red Nass, Safe Keeps, and UGDPY the second, White Doggo, and Warfu. But this is filling. Your capital G jamming? Damn right. Yeah, that's a I'll be back in 4 hours, not a be right back is like a be back momentarily. I wouldn't really describe that as a BRB. What are you doing? Guess we're collecting logs? Alright, well. We will see how this goes. We will, in fact, see how this goes. Because this is just a large axle. The worst case scenario is this catches fire and this whole thing stops. That is the worst case. But, so over here we have some friendly neighbors who are visiting. They're very friendly. They are neighborly, and they are visiting. The problem is they're too friendly. They're having children. So the result is some of them are actually friendly. Also, I've got ghosts I got to deal with. But some of them are actually friendly, as you can see here. We have all of these very friendly neighbors, combined with actual invaders. And other invaders. So we get to deal with that. I'm trying to set them on fire, so, you know, Hopefully we get to that point where I can just set them on fire and life will be much easier. I will turn on the dwarf redemptions in a little bit. If there's specific things you'd like to see in the fort, just give me a shout, and let's get to it. Mincott. And who else do we have for dwarves who need to be memorialized? Datan. You and you. Who else do we have? Mincott and Datan. Anybody else? Yeah, there we go. They've been having, like, quadruplets and triplets, too. And then, like, the babies all appear in the trees. Which is kind of funny. Okay, well, we've hauled all of those logs. Trying to get this door placed. I'm wondering if it got dropped in that lower area. So I have kind of a problem, which I need to fix. Which is I need my sprinkler down here to stop because it's too effective. Meaning, you see these piles of items? Stuff gets stuck underneath this, so I need to actually deconstruct this little cable here. I need to turn this off, and I need to just put statues in each of these spots so that they stop dropping everything that's in their hands constantly, which is what's happening right now. So, yeah. It's a bit intense. How do you get those friendly ones? They have babies, and the babies are friendly for some reason. I think it's a bug. But when they have babies, the babies are friendly. All right. Although, are they actually friendly? I don't know. They're just listed as friendly. I don't actually know what the effect is on that. So once we get to this layer, stuff's going to start going up these. Well, let's just hope that this all works. Bloody well better. But I need it to overflow and overflow into there. An Atir has created an adamantine figurine of Ira Bandtown and offers it to the massive danger. We'll have to look at that. I saw that artifact start at the end of yesterday, but oops, I don't want to forbid it. This is an adamantine figurine of Arya Bandtown. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is a masterfully designed image of Arya Bandtown, the goblin, and Fongbez, the goblin, in adamantine. Atir is... Wait, hold on, what? By Atir, okay. Fongbez is striking down Ara Bandtown. The artwork relates to the killing of the goblin Ara Bandtown by the goblin Fongbez. Fongbez is a good name. Large rubbed in the Ocean of Temples in the late winter of 519 during Sak Ex Makak, the squeezing assault. It is encrusted with conglomerate cabochons and oval magnetite cabochons, and encircled with bands of goat bone. And this object is adorned with hanging rings of clear diamond and menaces with spikes of adamantine. On the item is an image of an octahedron in conglomerate. On the item is an image of a skunk in lavender jade. On the item is an image of narrow crescents in conglomerate. The babies have yet to taste dwarf. I mean, you do make a very valid point here. We're just extracting some metal strands here. Never mind, I don't have any strands to extract, just the one. Okay. So I've got some artifacts I gotta put away, so let's do that. So I explained this yesterday. If you have a very, very, very crappy broker with a low appraisal skill, everything will be worth 2,000 question mark because they don't know how else to appraise it. It's based on your appraiser's skill, not on the actual value of the item. You're not guaranteed to get the accurate value of the item if you have an item. So all that, only 2k dwarf bucks. No, it's way more than 2k dwarf bucks. I just have a shitty appraiser. I explained that 3 times yesterday, and I'm pretty sure you were one of the people I explained it to, or at least you were in chat when I explained it. Which can be kind of a pain in the ass when trying to, like, you know, make stuff. Is there any other appraiser? I don't give a shit. It's not a huge priority for me currently. Where's my black metal stuff? Because I have some black metal things that I found in the lower levels, which apparently I can't find now. You're reciting poetry. What kind of poetry? We see Coil as an example of the Song of Smiles. The work has no particular subject, and the writing has a hint of viciousness to it. And it is a bit stiff. Overall, the poetry is not awful, but not very good either. Well then. Is increased by trading, yes. And every time we try to trade, these fuckwads show up. So, you know. Why do so many masterworks have spikes? Because they're menacing with spikes of whatever the fuck. Naturally. Well, it's beginning. This is what I like to see. So we will find out if this is actually going to work pretty soon. But first, I just need all of these little walkways to be full. That's going to take a little bit. And, you know, they'll do their thing slowly because this is filling pretty quickly. And this is filling and staying full. But do I have any other appraisers? Nariv is my appraiser right now. Grandmaster appraiser, so my mayor could do it. And also my mayor wants 3 amulets. We're about to get hit by an ad. Make rock amulet. Which means this will probably have 0 value for a bit. Or it just hasn't updated yet. Because they have to appraise the value of all of the items in the entire fort. Which isn't a super quick process. I'm also going to start making rock blocks again. We have stuff to build out of when we get upstairs. Again, finally. We're going to go over here. Make these. Need to quite literally make more slabs too. Make 80. I want to just make them out of the same. Let's make them all out of quartzite. Got a bunch of quartzite. And then I'm going to go to these 3 squads and say, guys, go take a break. Is there a reason these 2 squads, neither of them have leaders? Well, let's fix this. But you guys all go take breaks. It's like I unsuspend this and then it just gets immediately suspended again. that one's just got a dwarf standing on it, so... Gotta get all of these items moved out of the way. Let's go up here. And just go through all of this and just see how much of this I can unsuspend. I got so much stuff that needs to be put away that they're currently not doing because it's all stuck underneath that fountain. I could just cancel all these jobs, but it's a lot of blood. Yeah, it's a side effect of the way I've been building this fort. Oh, ghosts have been put to rest. It's mostly Drathlo and or Forgotten Beast blood. It's generally not my dwarves' blood, which is pretty good. See, now they're all coming through and collecting all these items out of here. Running up here and doing this. These continue to fill. So I need lava to get all the way down to here, and then I need this to start bubbling up. And then I need it to go up to here, which I don't know if it'll make it that high. How's the lava pool going? It's flooding. Filling. Slowly. Slowly. How's Culpratoric doing? Okay, let's see if this is gonna put everything away, which it should. Dwarf socializing, which is good to see. Assuming those are just going to immediately get forbidden again. That's my current assumption. Working? Hell yeah. Sometimes you just gotta work and watch a Twitch stream, you know? Also, another thing about value of artifacts, the value of items got nerfed heavily in this version. Like, stuff used to be way more valuable. It's the only way to work. You know, it was kind of funny. I've spent a lot of time around family the past few days, and I was talking with my dad the other day, and I mentioned that, yeah, a good portion of the people watching my streams are working. And he goes, wait, like actively at work? I'm like, work from home or at work, yeah. And he's just like, they're allowed to do that? I'm like, well, well, I mean, you should have seen what it was before. I used to be able to cook meals, K-Dranos, that was like upwards of 40,000 Dwarf bucks a piece. So, yeah, they're still disgusting comparatively, but it's better than it was. It's certainly not perfect, but it's better than it was. This is extending. As long as things are getting done. Exactly! Like, I mean, as long as you're being productive, why should the boss care what you're doing? Employees that got backed to the office have been leaving in droves, naturally. Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, you could still do that, Steph, but I don't know. Trading is like, and like item value is like one of the most broken systems in Dwarf Fortress to the point where I actually just don't care. Like, it's really funny when people like watch my like streams and stuff, and then they're just like, wait, why did you just give them so much free shit? It's like, well, because it has no value to begin with. A lot of dead time. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. There's a streamer named Cat on Mars who I watched a lot when I worked nights. I used to, like, plug his, like, my phone into the, like full stereo system for the entire store when it was closed, and so I would just be walking around and it would be like, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be by myself just like listening to fucking Binding of Isaac music or something. It's an official series by Kid Fox. Well, it's good to see you too, Jester. Sup? Not quite that. I mean, I'm remaking them, but there's a bit more to it than just them picking up my tutorials, but... You will get no work done? I mean, it doesn't work for everybody. Napalm. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm editing stuff that doesn't require me recording stuff, then I can watch streams. If I'm not, if I'm recording stuff and editing stuff, then I can't. Ground Beast is bullying a toad. That's not a bug. It's a known mechanic. So if you deconstruct, so if they're trading, Steph, and you deconstruct the depot, you've stolen all of those items. They will leave the map without their items, and they will report them stolen. This puts some points against you, so they will bring less stuff next year. And also, you will get points against your faction, meaning that whoever you were trading with will slowly lose trust in you. Meaning if you do that more than once, they might just straight up attack you. So it's not a bug. It's a known mechanic. People seem to think it's an exploit and seem to think it's free stuff. It's not free stuff. It's all claimed now, totally, but they consider it stolen, so you better trade with them next year. Well, unless you don't care about relations with that faction, in which case then do whatever. Turkey's been missing for a week? Well, it is early spring. It probably died of old age. But yeah, no, it's too late now. But for, you know, next year, you might want to, you know, give them some gifts or something if you want to maintain trading with them. Human invasions are fun. Yeah, I mean, human invasions for me are just annoying. Because they siege instead of, like, actually... So, like, elves, like, they stealth into the map invisible, and then they, surprise, attack you, right? Goblins, they just walk onto the map and then walk towards you until they get to you, and then they stab you. Humans stand outside, like, and wait for you to attack them, and I don't like that. Takes so long. Oh, man, I missed one. Takes so long to actually fight them. Yeah, so it's not a bug. You haven't discovered a bug. This is a known mechanic. I think it was at one point a bug, but like it was one of those things where it was left in the game because it's a good mechanic. Orsons is an item stayed. I mean, like if they're broken and they're not leaving, then yeah, deconstruct it because that'll make them leave. But then trade with them next year. Personally, really dislike ambushes because they don't trigger standing orders for sieges. I mean, that's the point of an ambush. Also, they're doing it again. Making more babies. Took 3 years for them to come back. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh. A giant, Uthrasis otasi Ibon has come. A gigantic creature resembling a human, almost unparalleled in size. Where is it? Ooh. Okay, let's start at the bottom. It's got a pearwood long sword. It is decorated with pine and coated in water. He's got a copper bow encrusted with oval amethyst cabochons and coated with water. They've got a bismuth bronze spear, an iron bow, and Sporthrub Seamamak, a Daysite Sab. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. The Sab reads, "The secrets of life and death," and it's coated with water. Has no relations. 134 kills, somehow. Lots of elves. Well, I mean, we don't know what its skills are. He is thoughtless. Does have a good memory. Doesn't like elves much. Nope. It's a delivery boy here to deliver your slab back, boys. They're very easy to steal in it. Well, not very easy. They're stealable in adventure mode. You don't worry about saving them. They're much easier to acquire in adventure mode than they are in fortress mode. And didn't exactly do much. The giants, the human spearman waves dismissively. The giant grimaces. The axe dwarf, frozen stalker, waves dismissively. The giant grimaces. The giant says, "The battle rages. I feel no terror." They all wave dismissively, and he grimaces. He grimaces, he grimaces, he grimaces, he grimaces. Then the giant strikes the human spearman, frozen stalker, but the shot is blocked. The human spearman, frozen stalker, stabs the giant in the upper leg, tearing the muscle. They continue waving dismissively, and then stab him with spears. Holy crap, second notification of money this stream. Bringing my revenue up to, like, probably $9 now. Thank you very much for the tier 2, for the 9th month. Welcome back, middle management. Please don't wave dismissively, unless I have to grimace. I guess I'll grimace. Okay, anyway. Back to what I was doing. They wave dismissively, he grimaced, and then they stab it in the head with or bashed it in the head with a warhammer, jamming the skull through the brain and tearing the brain. I do need to get those items, though, at some point. I do keep on hoping that just some Titan is going to show up or something that'll actually give them a challenge. Chased a random furnace operator who beat up the giantess until it ran in the military, cut it down. Yep. The furnace operator didn't even have a scratch. I will say giants, ettins, minotaurs, and all that are all pretty weak. Like, they're not super strong. Just leave. You don't want this smoke? Yeah, no, totally. Not worth it, big guy. They are something to worry about if you have no military, right? If you have no military and no front door on your fort, then there's something you have to worry about. If you have an even remotely decent military, no, you don't really need to worry about them. Okay, now that this is all connected... Thank you for clipping that. I mean, you'll get, like, characters, Gregsed, that have killed hundreds and hundreds, if not dozens and dozens and dozens of characters in adventure mode, but are actually quite weak. It's not too uncommon. Let's just get one of these going. Also, the stuff that they're capable of completing in adventure mode is very different than what, or not in adventure mode, within Legends mode is very different than what they can actually do in Fortress mode. It's time for them to all go re-equip their armor. Gear, I need to give a bunch of them shoes, but, you know, we're getting there. We just need to wait for somebody to get up here and chuck a bucket in there. To increase the odds of encountering a dragon? No, you have to settle near a dragon. And each world is going to have maybe 2 or 3 by default. So you have to settle near where your world has a dragon. Why not Caves of Cud? Frog for hire. Or if they spawn with them? No, they're pre-mathed out in Legends. So when the world is generating at the beginning, the game is going through and running through these 1v1 fights, because like a lot of those kills, they're not attacking a fortress, right? They're not attacking a group of like 100 elves or like something, because then they'd lose, right? What they're attacking is they're wandering around on the roads and finding lone travelers and beating the shit out of them as they travel from place to place. Because like when you look at the world map, right? This is our location, right? There's little roads everywhere. You know what's constantly happening that you don't see that the game's processing in the background? Are things traveling from location to location. They don't really do that from your fortress when you're playing, but like a human from the dark human pits of Shank Steels could travel from there to another or to another human pit of the same faction, right? Or another human town or something, or its castle. They travel around all the time behind the scenes. So they're ambushing people that are alone, largely, which is how some of these giants and minotaurs get such high kill counts, even though it's like, oh, well, that giant is really weak. How would they ever have that kill count? Well, it's because they, are ambushing people traveling alone. I need to make a craft Dwarf's hall, so let's do that. Which I was going to do down here anyway, so. That's a dead dwarf that got yeeted off the top. What's with the lovely Room of Blood? My soldiers keep getting blood on their armor, and so it's all being washed off by the water coming down. It's had various different dirts and things on the ground in there. Am I the only person who wasn't even remotely disturbed by anything in Attack on Titan? Like, I just kind of thought that show was rather boring and their jetpacks were cool. It's like, oh, the parkour suits were neat. Giants looked kind of weird. And that was about, like, where my brain just ended there. But it's not a horror anime, so there's really nothing horrifying about it. They just have kind of creepy designs. But I'm also not particularly bothered by body horror, so. Although it depends on the body horror, but not that format of body horror. To me, that's just like, okay, so you're a skinless giant. So, no, I mean, actually, Dwarf Fortress could have characters like the giants from Attack on Titan. You could get a Forgotten Beast that's a skinless humanoid, which would basically be that, I would think. Exactly, Rolric, which is Rolaric? I'm not sure how to say your name, but that exactly, which is the precise reason why the video game Frostpunk did a really bad job making me feel things, because the whole game is just like, feel bad about this, and I'm just like, your writing's cheesy. Enslave the children. So it. Rolric is how you say it? Okay, got it. You know how to create bedroom zones for barracks? You put beds in a barracks and then tell them to sleep there. In the training screen. So you click on this screen and like this, and yeah, so you go sleep in barracks at need, sleep in room at will, sleep in barracks at will, sleep in barracks at need. I usually just let them sleep in rooms. Yeah, it's exactly the opposite of Rickroll. You are completely correct. Oh, yeah, we found the dead turkey. Make some ash. Let's make some lye. Let's make some soap from tallow. It's gonna do 50 of each. Put you in there. Let's go with some indigo Tarmelian windows at the end. And let's do some lapis lazulis in the middle. Smooth the rest of the walls. We're going to put some engravings on the floors down here. Put some rows of tables in. Ran out of thrones pretty quick. Need some more of those. Make this into a meeting area. This is going to be our craft stores guild. No, the caverns were flooded when I found them, Glyph. Like, the reason they're draining like that is because there's a forgotten beast in there somewhere that's made of fire. And it's just hanging out. Just causing some problems with the general levels of the water, but it's fine. But, speaking of fun, still moving. It's good. This is all still filling, which is also good. They're still filling pretty quick, which is also good. This one's a problem, but we'll fix that later. Oh, wow, that one made it all the way to the end already. You're getting there. You'll get there eventually. I mean, my frames are fine. Water itself doesn't really affect frame rate that much unless it's blocking pathing. Same with like steam and smoke and fire. It's mostly just like numbers of items and numbers of dwarves. Although I would be really curious to know what the frame rate of this fort would be on my old CPU. On the current CPU, it's maddeningly good. So chat, I just gotta say this. So I posted on Mastodon and asked for the names for new Nintendo hardware. So a new Switch or whatever. Wrong answers only. And so I got Wii 4, Son of a Switch, the Nintendo Swatch, Switch Buddy, Switchback, Big Switch, the B word, I guess calling it the bitch, Switch with 2 eyes in the middle, making it 2. Switch 0 Origins. And then someone's saying it's going to be 2 different consoles, one handheld only and the other TV only, and they'll be called top and bottom. And then Nintendo Flower Card Deck Sim 9000, which is pronounced Dave. Nintendo Deck Station Series X. That is Super Nintendo Uwu. Thanks, Wonderbot. Nintendo Super Switch U. A router. And we got a Nintendo Swap. And then, no, his name is Link. Okay. Wii 2 and Switchblade. So, you know, social media can be useful for things sometimes. Yeah, no, they missed an opportunity with that one. Oh, now I immediately need a Grand Guild Hall. Okay, well, fine. I'll go back down there and make that into a Grand Guild Hall then. You insist? Well, I guess one of the first things we got to do is just engrave all these. You know, I'm actually going to move something. What are you worth? Yeah, you are my gold cage. So let's deconstruct that and bring that down. You can't believe it's not butter? Is that what you're suggesting? Because I can. Very much believe it's not butter. Doesn't even look like butter. There we go. Maybe I should just make this into a 2-floor. Yeah, we could do that. Move this up to an upper level. Give them windows along here. You're not sure the world needs more uwu, but it does pay the bills well? Well, I'm pretty convinced the world doesn't. There's a perfectly good amount of uwu in the world already. The Forgotten Beast, Lethaenalope, has come. A huge scaly scorpion fly. It has a short trunk and a bloated body. Beware its poisonous vapor. Oh, I see. Well, this one might actually be able to get into my fort. Well, it's currently chasing a Drothla. Maybe? I mean, yeah, actually it can. We'll keep an eye on it. Poison vapors is kind of scary. It is, well, all bugs are frail. Are you asking if I have Blue Sky? Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky. I'm not sure how much I like it yet, but I personally prefer the more open feeling of Mastodon. Did you almost die to a Drothla? The Deep Louse. That's the name of this thing. Wow. Yeah, it's getting its ass kicked by a Drothla. Kicks the Forgotten Beast kicks the Drothla. The Forgotten Beast breaks the grip. The Drothla bites the Forgotten Beast, tearing the fat. Yeah, this thing's losing to Drothlas. It's like leaking blood everywhere. It's white stuff. I mean, it won the fight, but Drothlas are like an underground horse, basically, right? Like they're a large animal. Like you don't want to get kicked by a horse, just like you don't want to get bit by a Drothla. Doesn't seem super interested in moving, though. They pack a good kick, yeah. They do, in fact, pack a kick. It's a real shame that all of the Drothlas went to go stream on Kick, though, because, you know, it's just kind of a crappy platform run by a bad company. I mean, what? Okay, well, you've connected to down there. Perfect. You've almost made it to the end of that, which I fucked up, but that's fine. You're continuing to flood. How goes? You're messing around with modding? I see. Any particular goals with your messing around? I say I've already got a metal object up. No $100 million deal for me. I wouldn't... See, even if I was in his position, I wouldn't have taken it. Do you want to know why? I have morals. The thing about, like, that $100 million deal is, like, XQC could retire tomorrow without taking that deal and, like, never have to work another day in his life. So, it's kind of irrelevant for people like him. It's like, oh, yeah, well, it just proves once again that he is a amoral piece of shit. And nothing else really changes. Life goes on. Cats can't open rock doors. It sounds like a really good way to just, like, wreck your pathing frames, but... So that's just a creature pack for demons. Sounds fun. Yeah, I don't generally mod Dwarf, so... Trying to get rid of crap I'm not going to use. I swear I just saw a Forgotten Beast run through here, but I'm just seeing things. I mean, that's half the fun of modding, right? Is just making things you think are fun to make, right? That's most content for most people at that echelon of content. It's almost like the more famous you are in this industry, the less effort you need to put into your content to a large degree. That's not 100% true. It's not true for everybody, but for a certain type of broadcast and for a certain type of content, the bigger your stream, the bigger your following, the less effort you actually have to put into your content. So somebody like me often will end up working quite a bit harder than somebody who has a much larger following because people will just show up by default. They need to focus more on being, like, a social media person than working on, because like they already have the community, right? Everybody like fucking like Smosh's mom, like the what's his name, Anthony's mom in Smosh fucking mentioned XQC is going live and she missed his last stream in like their We Bought Smosh video. Like once you get to that point of being so well known in like the common vocabulary, you don't have to work on building audience at all. Like if I get banned from Twitch for a week because I say a slur or something, I'm fucked. My career's done. Like I'm done. If somebody at that size gets banned for a month or something, when they come back, they're going to have 4 times the view count. And that's just the reality of the way this industry works. People just want the person, or they just want the person to say stupid shit, right? You know, it stops being about the content at a point. I don't know. Which is probably, like, I guess, the end goal and what you should be aiming for. Because then you don't even need to make things anymore. You just show up. But I don't know. I don't have a large following anywhere, though. Again. It's like, yes, I'm aware that I have a YouTube following, but it's quite small. Like, I'm not big nor famous, really. Is chat making streamers sad again? Streamers always sad. Sometimes chat helps. Chat's not currently helping with that, though. That's all I have to say to the last 2 things that you've said, Neko-jin. I think you completely missed the point of this entire conversation, but okay. This is all mined out. Gabbro there. There. And, here, I'm gonna go to stairs. You can just squint disappointingly at Lyagushka. You have my permission. Alfie. What? Oh, I see. Am I what? I mean, I squint like suspiciously at you every single day. Come on. And then we're gonna grab this. That. Do that. Indigo. Indigo. Let's go with you. And you. And this is going to be connected to this layer. Which currently... Oh, it's already a Grand Guild Hall. Well, I'll add the second layer onto it anyway. You trying to squint suspiciously? Ah, well, I mean... You already have my squint suspiciously emote. Sweet. Well, these have all filled. This hasn't quite started overflowing yet. We'll see if it will. I don't know if it's going to overflow or not. It might. And if it does, We'll see. I don't know, do you, Krista? All right. Now down here. There's a goose running around in this fort. On that. This is just going to be connected to our Craftsdorf's guild. That one. Crystalline pillars. It's now a double layer kind of scenario. Where they've got this lower layer and then also the upper layer. It's also a pretty nice spot. How much nickel do I have? Probably still a lot. Like 400 nickel. Also quite a bit of bismuth bronze. Stupid amounts of soap. Let's do nickel tables and thrones. Nickel throne. Sure, we'll do thrones first. Let's do 50 of those. And nickel table. 50 of those. This frog can't squint. I don't think that frog can blink. It's like stuck in perma mode. We've got a blacksmith's forge that's been claimed by a blacksmith. They've got adamantine wafers, garnerite, and strayed Durathula child bone. Now they're sitting there. What do you need? Raw green glass. Got it. Specifically raw green. That's interesting. Bars of metal, yep. Stone rock, yep. Plenty of that. Bones, yep, got it. Blocks, yes, got it. Cloth thread. Raw green. Okay, well, let's try this again. Do bags and sandbags. What other materials could they be made out of? So that's all of them. Okay, that's it squinting. There you go. Apparently I have no valid active sand collection zone. So all of my sand collection is invalid, apparently. Now we have a valid active sand collection zone. Go collect some goddamn sand. Got a lot of related things, but there you are. Because he wanted to squint. Why did the frog get run over by a car? Because he was trying to squint. Speaking of trying to squint, chat. we have a goal for this month, which is to maintain 350 paying subscribers, which we achieved last month, and hopefully can achieve this month. I'm only saying this because we've had 2 resubs so far today, and one of them was a Prime sub, so it's been kind of a slow day so far. But that's okay. Streamer will get by. What I should actually be doing is saying, if you want to support this channel, a really good way to do that is via my merch store, which I'm not currently signed into, so I can't flash on screen super quickly because I'm currently stuck in a redirect. There it is. If you want to support the stream directly, a really good way to do that is by picking up a piece of merch. We still have the Machine Waters Swim Club merch, which will be available for purchase until Machine Waters Fortress ends. We've got a collection of mugs, as well as some lovely t-shirts. I'm going to be removing this one soon, as well as probably this one soon. So, if you want to grab those things, grab them while they last. You already subbed earlier, so no sub for me. Man. Streamers got to sell it regardless, okay? It's part of the existence. Okay, so now we jump back down to here. Oh, collecting sand, yep. Your 3-month renew is on the 12th, so patience. Patience is a virtue, which I am not good at. Oh, yeah. Literally just waiting for them to make this raw green glass. It's quite the story. What story are they telling? In the year 517, the dwarf gremlin Diamond became mayor of the Massive Danger. Well, that's a good story. That really happened 10 years ago? Fucking hell. This fort got old. Like, the age of this fort kind of snuck up on me. Like, this fort was just chilling for a while, and then suddenly it's like, oh, wow, this fort's, like, kind of been here for a bit. Nyum. So you're making green glass. You're making this artifact. You a legendary blacksmith? Wow, you are. Legendary blacksmith already. There you go. Any bets on what this blacksmith makes, chat? I'm hoping for a table. 3? No, not technically. Just 2. Because I had to retire it and reclaim it, but that doesn't actually make you embark with another 7. Like, it got destroyed once, and then I reclaimed it. That was the second set. A very good chair. Well, these are still spinning. So far, so good. And pretty soon here, we're going to find out if my plan's actually going to work. Raging Cave. Wow, people actually noticed. They've been available for like 40 minutes. Raging Cave, what kind of dwarf would you like? Breakfast of Kings? What's the Breakfast of Kings? Oh. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we have an artifact thong in this run. Happiest bearded, please. If possible, not military. Got it. The thing is, a lot of people have been asking for the happiest bearded dwarf, so they might actually not be that happy, but We'll see what we can get. Zuntir, the blacksmith, has created a That Thil Sebsur, an adamantine weapon rack, and offers it to the massive danger. But I gotta name a dwarf first. Let's see. Lady, named. Lady, named. Named. Lady. Okay, there's one. Sweet, that didn't take too long. Raging Cave, it never becomes angry and enjoys being in crowds and is not careful with resources when working on projects, often spends unnecessary effort and can handle stress. He is often grateful when others help him out and he tries to return favors and doesn't tend to hold on to grievances. He has a greedy streak and he is generally quite confident in his abilities when undertaking specific ventures or ventures specifically, and he needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't mind being outdoors at least for a time. He doesn't really care about anything because he doesn't care about anything anymore. He dreams of raising a family and personally thinks that friendship is important and sees war as a useful means to an end and finds introspection to be a waste of time and doesn't particularly respect commerce. He likes native aluminum, pig iron, and kunzite, as well as pomegranate wood and giant harp seal leather and sheep's wool, jute fabric and mittens, and bags and alpacas for their jutting teeth, and anaconda men for their great size, and the sight of the lilac of periwinkles when possible prefers to consume tomato wine and absolutely hates worms. He is corpulent and has a very long beard, which is arranged in double braids. His very long mustache is arranged in double braids, and he has short, neatly combed, and his hair is short and neatly combed. His slightly protruding amethyst eyes have very large irises, and his nose is extremely short. His eyebrows are slightly low, and his head is tall, and his lips are thin. His burnt umber skin is slightly wrinkled, and his hair is brown with a touch of gray. You heard kunzite wrong and had to, I mean, sometimes you just have to pause and go, what? Sometimes I'm just sitting here and seeing, is chat paying attention? Generally, they're not, I find. All right, so we're going to go and deconstruct this, because I've got an artifact armor stand and an artifact weapon rack. And I'm going to... Kunzite. I said consult that time. What does it say when I say kunzite? Can't cite. Cool, got it. Let's go carve out a little bit more of this. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to do this. 3. Oh, did it actually say cunt? Well, I mean, it didn't like even write anything when I did say cunt. Just mildly amusing. It was significantly more Scottish, or like Australian, depending on who you talk to. All right, let's just get all of these floor bits put into place. So military. Armor stand. And some weapon racks. The forgotten beast Zacalio Melirio has come, an enormous humanoid composed of grime and filth. It has large mandibles and a gaunt appearance. Beware its poisonous vapor. Now, is it gonna fight with that bug, or is that bug dead? Regardless, it's gonna die to the fireball. It's just gonna fall apart when something pokes it. Kind of as Stone is suggesting here. Hey, Rick. Good to see you. A lot of beasts in this fort, and a lot of them are really weak. Like, most of them I've just been ignoring. Bow, bow, bow. I don't like that it can climb. That's a little concerning. Humanoids tend to be able to climb so effectively. I once had a humanoid character like this, like climbing, and then he fell and then just exploded when he hit the ground. Teeth went everywhere. It was quite funny. It's pretty far away from my fort, though. Not too worried about it. If it gets in, it gets in.
Keep up that 350.
Hey, Merlin Buff. Thank you very much for keeping that sub alive for an 8th month. Welcome back. That's the 3rd resub of the day. Streaming for almost 3 hours. 1 resub an hour. This is like 2 years ago stats for me. It's like kind of nostalgic in a weird way. But thank you very much for the 8th month. Welcome back. This is an adamantine weapon rack. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with pigtail and pear-cut green glass gems and encircled with bands of adamantine and drathla bone and round gabbro cabochons. On the item is an image of dwarves and garnerite. The dwarves are laboring. The artwork relates to the foundation of Burnvault by the Big Danger, the Imperial Coal in the early in the early spring of 508. And Rolric, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. Good to have you. For the Amazon money. Probably put that goose up here. And also I should actually start moving the animals down into the area where I was going to, but then I didn't. Like, well, I was supposed to move the animals down here, but then I just didn't. But money got tight? Dude, don't worry about it. It's okay. Sometimes you gotta cling tightly to that money. Take care of yourself. And let's just make rock nest box. Let's do 10 of them. Should select material for this. Adamantine artifact? Yeah, I've got a couple of them. Merlin Buff, thank you very much for gifting a sub to Ranger Rick 1988. Welcome back to the sub club regardless, dude. Let's go build some more farmers workshops, I think. Let's go back into this section and go We're gonna need some caverns. Make them out of microcline. Do that. And you, we're gonna go to farming, and we're gonna go nest box and say, how many of these do I have? 2. Oh, those are still pumping. That's good news. Now I'm starting to wonder if this is actually going to work. Worst case scenario, I'll just make these into fountains. Won't be too hard to set up. But we'll let it completely fill up first, because it's got a ways to go. It's getting there. When we'll find out if this thing works or not. And also, I'm going to check something. How many children do I have in the fort currently? 3? Work orders, labor, standing orders, chores. Let's just only let the kids clean and operate levers, basically. That's all I want them doing. Because I'd really like these kids to, like, deal with that blood in that hallway. Be real nice if they, hiccups, could do that. Also, this is interesting. How am I a capital? Don't you have to have the monarch to be a capital? When did I become a capital? I don't even have a baron. Huh. All right. Can I make a chest here? No, okay. Let's make some more nickel chests. Capital got raised? Maybe? But it usually gives you an announcement. Like, normally the game will be like, after the polite discussion, so-and-so and so-and-so have now become the so-and-so of so-and-so. That's got nothing to do with population counts. Also, this is a very large faction. Yeah, Arab is the king. Yeah, and I don't see like a baron or person in charge of our fort. I gotta say, Count of City Ram. City Ram? This is a funny name. Yeah, weird. Maybe we're supposed to get the monarch, but can't because we're too busy being besieged. Which wouldn't actually surprise me all that much. Before a reclaim? Nope. No, I've not had a monarch in this fort at any point. Let's camp here for a while. Yeah, so maybe the king's gonna show up the literal second I, like, this siege ends. Which would be kind of funny. Because, like, no, we're not the mountain home yet. But whatever. We can dig around in here a little bit more. Is something we can do. So because I've dug out this entire layer, and it's now clear, I can tell you for a fact that there is no portal to hell in here. Watch there be a portal to hell, and I'm just completely wrong. But I'm, like, mostly certain that there shouldn't be a portal to hell in here, probably. So, because I'm mostly certain that there shouldn't be a portal to hell in here, probably, we're gonna dig around in here and see what we can find. There probably, certainly, most definitely is not a portal to hell. But deep within this strange place, we've uncovered what must be a treasure of the gods. Especially considering, like, uh-oh. Did someone just become lava? We just found a large black metal vest. Ooh, I want a black metal vest. It's too big for dwarves, though. That's a little evil, though. So, Tubal, you may want to run. Something evil is emerging from this newly exposed pocket, and it has webs. Oh, fuck. It's a very large feathered spider. It has wings, and it squirms and fidgets. Its gray feathers are patchy. Beware its poisonous bite. Oh, boy. Okay. Chat, do I lock the door? It's called Bone Lust. Well, I just gotta say, that might be the best name for a creature I've found in this world. Bone pun incoming. Fear the. I know that's just fear the bone lust. It's fine. It's not a pun. All right, chat. Let's do this. Let's do this down to a show of hands, okay? If you think we should let this thing into the fort, press 1. If you think I should lock this door and scream loudly, press 2. Okay. I locked the door. I don't think it has a way out, but it might. We'll see. It mad. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm going to dig along here. I'm going to erase some of this, and we're gonna let it into this back area. No, I'm thinking, seeing that thing fly by is kind of spooky. It's so fucking fast. Is the part that I kind of can't get over right now. It's just how quick it is. Can we call it bone then? Wait, what do you mean? Or some random ghost open it? I will bar both sides of the door, don't worry. Has this been canceled yet? Nope, not yet. There you go. Oh no, a dwarf has been missing for a week. Strange. Go get your drink then, dwarf. Eh? Did I lose 2 dwarves in here? Oh, one of them must have caught fire. I did in fact lose 2 dwarves then. Well, we need to get all these boulders out of here. Was somebody looking? Nah, definitely not. Getting close to all these being full. Getting really close. This upper layer is filling up, and this isn't overflowing yet, so that's good. Well, I need to throw these pants out. How dare you, like, leave your pants in a doorway that we're gonna need to block a monster in? Somebody come get these pants. I require the removal of these trousers. Can somebody, Ubal, Tolenbauer Larush, preferably, could you come get your pants? We have a problem, and your pants need to be removed from the premises. All right, this is it. I'm deconstructing and rebuilding this door outside of these pants so that we can just worry about these pants later. They found fun. Or fun found them. That's always the question, right? Who found fun? Did you find fun, or did fun find you? I love how this dwarf... Oh, you found your pants. Well, that's good. That or a different dwarf found the pants. So at least they grabbed the pants. Well, now I need to get this door rebuilt. Doesn't feel annoyed after choking on smoke underground. Okay. All right, time to be ballsy. Let's go. This thing moves quick, so... Oh, no. I gotta pause these. Forbid all this. Forbid all this. Forbid all this. Don't need to forbid that, but... All right, Bonesy, get down in there. Come on. It's like, I mean, they're unforbidden. Maybe it needs bones. It's waiting for this body to turn into bones. Well, I mean, there's a very brave analysis lover down here right now. I can't even tell my dwarves to attack it because they'll die in the lava underneath it. Certainly doesn't seem like he got the invite, no. The game's not paused. He can move whenever he wants. I mean, saying you could flood it is easier than it sounds. 'Cause I'd have to dig around him regardless, right? And doing this is probably just going to attract him, right? Okay, you know what? Let's just do this. It hasn't moved. Except what I'm going to do is we're going to do this. Rumble. Get more lava. Conquering the caverns, trying. Also trying to fend off the surface. I've got a flying, web-spitting, poisonous spider demon. Right there. Which is kind of terrifying. Oh. Grimy McGee got into the fort finally. Looks like they got him. Seems like 3 dwarves are dead. This beast, yeah, seems to have beaten the crap out of a child. Got a pick, stabbed a dwarf with it, and then got hacked to pieces eventually. So, well done, dwarves. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We lost Darius, safe keeps. Hospital's about to get busy. Yeah, except it's a terrible one. It's probably my worst tutorial. That was a tutorial that I made, not because I knew exactly how to do it, but because people kept asking me to, so. I would use pumps to transport my stuff, so that's my advice. So Darius and safe keeps have died. That's unfortunate. But yes, I do have a tutorial on how to do it. But I don't know if I would recommend following that one. Because, again, it's just not something I ever do. It's a lot of Z levels to have lavas. Are you talking to me? I've already pumped, like, lava all the way to the surface in this fort. Unless you're talking about you, but, like, here's the thing, right? Are you trying to pump large amounts of lava? Use pumps. Do you just need, like, a tile of lava? I mean, then use minecarts. But even then, just use pumps. Just use pumps. Pumps are the far better solution in all situations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Vast majority of the time, you want to use pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's see. Need more. Turns out. Okay, so now that all of that is done, those can be placed in tombs, and I can go back down here. We can see how this is going. God damn it. Shit is so annoying digging around in these pits. And it moved. Oh, hold on. If you're moving... Here it comes. Got it. Let's hope it can't rip doors down. We'll have to do something with this thing at some point. But for right now, we'll just leave it in here. Because this thing is terrifying. Pump stack can be 1 pump. It can be 45 pumps. It can be 672 pumps. It does not matter. I like double pumps because that pumps more lava quicker. They're more efficient than just using one. But they can be as big or small as you like. The only limitation is your heart. What you feel like you want to do and how much you want to pump. Right. Now I can go back to mining this adamantine. Well, not always 2 times more lava, but yes. What'd it do? It kill a dwarf. It fly, it web, and it spider, and it poison bite. So webs, poison bite, flying. Extracts, metal strands. 5. An amount of raw adamantine is greater than 5. And then the other thing I want to do is wafer. One of my weavers withdraws from society. So now it just lives up here. And it's also named Bone Lust. Yeah, it's a very large feathered spider. It has wings, and it squirms and fidgets. Its gray feathers are patchy beware its poisonous bite. So it's an extremely fast spider, basically. Do a nasty combo? Do the nasty. Pretty much. Not something you really want to fuck around with. suddenly camping stuff has come up again. I'm going camping this weekend. Because I'm going camping this weekend because people need to escape for a little bit sometimes. What's it composed of? Spider things? I don't think it's composed of anything special. Yeah, it's just a feathered spider. So it's just a spider. It's not made of anything freaky. I just need to be careful to not let it out. Need to take a small nap? Small nap, good. I prefer big nap, personally. I'm more of a big nap person. But small nap is a good option if that's all you have. Check the stone for heat. We got blitz. Something evil is emerging from the newly exposed pocket. What this? It's the ghost of soot. The ghost of soot is like the ghost of Christmas past, but more sooty. It's a pig composed of ash. It has a spindly antenna, and it squirms and fidgets. This one doesn't seem so bad. Get 'em, boys. It is chasing Kodal and Kavish. I'm seeing Kodal's blood on the ground. It killed Kavish somehow. Does survivalist camping interest you at all? That's a catchphrase that means nothing. Right, we killed it. It did kind of get quite the casualty list, though. Jesus. Time to go bury more dwarves, I think. But yeah, survivalist camping is a catchphrase that means nothing. Do you mean like bringing literally nothing into the forest? I'm a type 1 diabetic, so absolutely not. If you mean like camping outside under the stars and bringing minimal stuff and backpacking, yeah, I do that all the time. I don't know what you mean by survivalist. Survivalist camping to me is just kind of stupid. That'll do it. Time Ninja. A Weaver Guild? No, thank you. But I will approve it nonetheless. Oh, hey, the siege left, finally. But no, survivalist camping is a phrase that doesn't really mean anything. And the reason I say it doesn't really mean anything is because to most people it means backpacking. To some people it means I'm going to go out into the forest with nothing but things that fit into a shoebox. For some, like, it means something different to everybody, which is why I say it's meaningless. So what do you mean when you say survivalist camping? Minimalist camping and building a shelter. That's literally what I do every time I go camping. By my definition. Or the majority of the times I go camping. I either bring a bivy tent or we just sleep outside. Does it interest me? By my definition, yes. By your definition, probably not. Because, once again, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I have to bring shit. I can't do minimalist camping because I need to not die. So, by the technical definition, probably not. Do I have interest in it? Realistically, not really. Do I go camping all the time and backpacking with as little stuff as possible that I can reasonably bring? Yes. Would you consider it minimalist camping? No, probably not. Does it mean nothing? Yes. It means nothing. It's a pointless term. It's minimalist camping. What's minimalist camping? What do you consider minimalist? There is no strict definitions to what one can do with camping, so it's a term that means nothing. My statement stands. No, that's just backpacking. I haven't camped in a designated campsite in like a decade. Anyway, so the siege has left, so now we just have the children remaining. But there's still a bunch of invaders on the map. Which is frustrating. Because they're stuck in this tree, I think. Well, let's open this up. Because I don't consider what I do... Personally, I think terms like survivalist camping is kind of like the equivalent of clickbait on the internet. It's like, I go survivalist camping. Sure. But, like, what is survivalist camping? It's like, when I go camping, I only bring stuff I can carry. Have you seen me making any adamantine armor, K-Dranos? In the time I've been playing today. Because I had 4 wafers when I finished stream yesterday. So, I'm not sure with what time I've made all of this adamantine armor. And you need a lot of adamantine to make adamantine armor. Also, you could very clearly see that they're using bronze shields. Those necro experiments, the vast majority of them are friendly because they were born here. And there's a handful of evil zombies stuck in a tree. So the majority of them are not actually hostile to us. Yeah, the reason I think terms like survivalist camping are kind of pointless is to give you a pretty blunt example. Most people's idea of camping is, let's get in the back of a pickup truck, drive to the beach, and drink 50 cans of beer. And then sleep in the back of the pickup truck. Or sleep in a tent next to the pickup truck. Or sleep in the camper that was pulled by the pickup truck. That's most people's idea of camping. My idea of camping is I put a sleeping bag, a half-a-pound tent, like it's a 450-gram tent, or my 300-gram hammock, some bug spray, as much small packed food as possible, and the water that I need for the weekend, and then I hike into the bush. That's my idea of camping. If you consider that survivalist camping, then sure. Otherwise, fuck if I know. That shit means nothing. I go backpacking. So friendly neutral experiments, yes. Similarly to the way you can get friendly neutral zombies. The problem is all of the unfriendly ones are up this tree. And archery doesn't work in the game currently. Spangle, what kind of dwarf would you like? Oh shit, one of them was in Selena was able to get up the tree slightly. Come on, you can do this. You got this. Okay, no you don't got this. Maybe that'll make them come down. No? Well, Insulina just died. Why are you playing... Death Spiral? We're not dying. My dwarves are just getting some very good dodging practice. In Canada, there is this thing called provincial property, and if it's provincial property, you can camp anywhere for free. We don't have any right to roam, though, for private property. But if it's provincial property, you can camp for free. Just leave no trace. It's the only rules. Did ballistas work? How many ballistas do you see, my guy? So, not okay. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys for like 90 seconds. I'm in a horrifically bad mood today. Okay. We haven't done ballistas yet because I've been under siege since I started building the ballista parts. So I haven't been able to get outside to even construct the ballistas yet, so I don't know if the ballistas work. Okay? Now. Sorry to hear I'm in a bad mood. There's two things I really want today, right? Actually, no. There's one thing I really want right now, and that is I want to hide underground for like 3 to 4 weeks and not speak to a human being. But unfortunately, I don't have that option. What the F's going on? Nothing abnormal. Don't worry. This is just Dwarf Fortress. Silk mask. Cool. So I don't fucking know. Like trying to conduct a meeting. What an odd place to conduct a meeting, my guy. Just get out of here, you dumb dwarf. There you go. All right. What are you doing? Make adamantine wafers. Why are you going here to make adamantine wafers? All right. Okay, so what I need right now is like 70 hours of sleep. But that's not an option. So what I'm going to try and do, now that the siege itself, the main siege is gone, I'm going to re-forbid all of this. So there's a bunch of stuff here that should be forbidden that isn't. These monsters dangerous? Most of them are neutral. There's like maybe 3 or 4 of them that aren't. I'm just gonna let, you know, fuck it, whatever. You know, it's weird because, like, I love camping, but I kind of hate talking about camping. I kind of hate talking about camping because then you guys make my only hobby feel like a job. Let's just wait for this to fill up and we'll see if this works. Because if this works, then I don't need to do anything. So I'm just going to wait for this stupid thing to fill up. Here's the thing. When I'm in a terrible mood, Elfie, it's literally not possible to cheer me up. So I do appreciate the attempt, but good luck. Let's just do this and this because I clicked the wrong button. I'm streaming and I streamed yesterday and I'm streaming today, not because I want to, but because it's my job and I have to. There is many points in, I guess, life as an adult where you have to just go, well, gotta do the thing. Fortunately, when you work a desk job, it's a lot easier to just ignore your coworkers. In this industry, it's nigh on impossible. You kind of can't do that. So when you're all just like, if you need a giggle, I don't know what planet you live on, but I don't live on one where I can just do a thing and then suddenly be happy. I don't know how that works. But anyway, I need to change the subject. The dwarf has a fearless trait. Maybe they will be able to cut down a tree without fleeing. No. No, they won't. No, they won't, because fearless does not act that much. It's not possible to cut down that tree. Okay? Is there a way to release them in a tiny room? You mean like the micro ones? Not the... I'll be honest with you, that's a mechanic that I have no idea how it works. Like, I have no idea how, like, trapping live fish and, like, trapping vermin works. Just, I've never done it. Like, legitimately never. And somebody asking me to make a tutorial about it, I'm like, well, I'd have to learn how to do it first. And then nobody else asked, and I'm like, I never went back to it. Because I legit have no idea how that system works. Why does the lava not overflow the moat? Because it's not higher up than the moat yet. Which is also why I'm building around it right now, so that it won't in the future. Well, then you probably know more about it than me, Sniper. You just Wikipedia? Well, then why do you need to move them? No, I'm not. I just read the wiki, Sniper. Like, this is the thing that, like... This is something that rings true about everybody that makes tutorials. They get looked at like they're experts. I just read the wiki. That's literally it. I've just been reading the wiki longer than most people here because most people here didn't start playing until premium release. So, no, I'm not an expert. I just read the wiki. And I'm all right at explaining things. Are all of these layers filled up? That's still not full. Won't start bubbling up in theory until all of these tubes are full, and some of them are still 6. But it is getting to the top layer. You just unlocked the cat in Delta V. Hell yeah. Feel like the cat's probably the most important crewmate.